If you're not on steroids and you're a natural lifter, bulking is one of the dumbest things you could possibly do. The main thing you gotta realize is when you see all these fitness influencers who be like bulking and they just eat these crazy amount of calories and then they lose all this weight and they just cut and it looks like they lost no muscle, it's because they're on steroids. Steroids is going to let them preserve as much muscle as possible even if they're not feeding their body enough calories to actually preserve the muscle. One of the hardest things for the body to actually do is preserve muscle. That's why when you're in a caloric deficit that you actually end up losing muscle pretty fast if you were to track it. But the issue is that the fitness industry and all these fitness influencers tell everyone to go on a 500 plus calorie surplus or just 500 calories in general, and then everyone goes on this big surplus because they think that's what the fitness influencer did, but they didn't lose any muscle because they're on steroids. And then you do it and you don't have as good genetics or steroids as them and you just end up losing all the muscle. So let's say you put on like 5 pounds of muscle in 6 months, I don't know, whatever you want to say, and then once you cut for the next 3 months you lose all the muscle or you just end up being skinny fat. None of that stuff ends up working out because you're not on steroids to keep the muscle that you built when you're in a surplus. Most people yo-yo diet. So yo-yo dieting is literally like you put on 2 pounds of muscle and then you lose the 2 pounds of muscle, or you lose 2 pounds of fat and then you put the fat right back on. At the end of the day, most of the time you're just putting on pounds of water. So if you're just drinking water, then you're gonna put on all this muscle, then it just turns out to be fat or just water weight, or you eat all these crazy calories and you're in such a big surplus and it just turns out to be fat and none of it's muscle. But then you tell yourself, oh yeah, I just gained like 10 pounds of muscle, like I'm putting on all this muscle, but you're not doing anything. You're just in a constant circle because once you lose that fat, then you're gonna be skinny fat or you're gonna have no muscle, or you just never get out the bulk because you like to eat 4,000 calories every single day and you end up being fat like 90% of the world. Now before I let you know what you should do instead of bulking, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, comment what you think about bulking and cutting. The main thing you want to do is main gain. So main gaining is staying within 3 pounds under your actual body weight. So let's say you're 180 pounds, so never going below 177 and never going above 183. You just stay in a maintenance type of way. Your odds are going to fluctuate because you're going to drink water one day or you're going to run a lot and burn a lot of calories when the other day, and it's going to be always jumping up and down. But as long as you focus on trying to maintain your weight throughout the week as an average, you're going to be able to build the most muscle, and it's going to take a long time. You're going to take a whole year and only build maybe 6 pounds of muscle if you have pretty decent genetics, or maybe 12 if you have amazing genetics and you're like a newbie. But the main point is you're never going to lose the muscle, you're never going to yo-yo, and you're going to stay at a pretty comfortable spot. You're going to be able to eat enough food where you can keep your body fat, let's say it's 15%, you're going to be able to stay there, chill there, and not lose any fat or not get too big where everyone's calling you fat and people are trying to make fun of you, and you're never going to get too lean where you're just like, I'm never going to build muscle. You're just chilling in one spot. The reason why main gaining really works is because you have to remember that calories is for recovery and for solid training. Calories doesn't just build muscle on the spot. You don't eat 1,000 calories of protein and you just instantly there's just muscle on your body, or you don't just bench press 135 pounds and your chest just grows 2 pounds. Like that doesn't work at all. It doesn't even grow 0.1 pound. It doesn't do anything. It gets smaller, it breaks down, and then the calories is what lets you recover to actually rebuild the muscle back together. So if you just don't eat any calories, you're not going to be able to recover to actually rebuild the muscle. But you eat too many calories, all you're doing is just getting fat on top of recovery, when most of the time you could just eat at your maintenance and still recover. So yes, you can actually build muscle in a deficit. You can be as big, maybe the max I would say is 500 calories in a deficit in my opinion, and you could still build muscle and you're going to look completely fine. It might be a little bit slower, but you could do it. And you could do 300 calories under your maintenance and still build muscle, or you could do 100 calories or 200 calories above your maintenance. The main thing you need to focus on is find your maintenance, go a whole week or two of just eating at maintenance, whatever you could possibly do. Track your progression in strength in the weight room and make sure that you're progressive overloading every single week. So you're adding 5 pounds or 10 pounds to every single weight. Train as hard as humanly fucking possible. Training hard as shit and making sure that you focus on recovery, getting your sleep, and eating enough food just to feel good, and the recovery will come. Stop acting like you need all this food to recover. You're gonna recover around maintenance or a little bit under. You'll be completely fine. In terms of like what diet to follow, just make sure you're having enough protein. Protein is gonna make you feel more full, and it's gonna actually cause protein synthesis, which will help you recover the muscle and build more and actually feel a lot more stronger, which is the whole point when it comes to building muscle, is progressive overloading, lifting more weight to put put stress under the body to damage the muscle. Moral story, just stay around maintenance, hit the like button, subscribe, don't go in a freaking crazy bulk and then everyone calls you fat and then try to cut everything. If you liked it, comment, tell me I'm dumb, tell me I'm smart. I don't give a shit. I'll see y'all.